Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of the BeamNG modding tutorial series here on my channel. And in this episode we'll fit our car with an actual engine, because if you followed the last episode you will know that the game gives out an error and basically asks where engine. So that's where we will start off. And if we take a look at the BeamNG documentation, you realize that it's way too complicated, is what you would say if you weren't a genius programmer like we all are, including you probably, I hope so. And yeah, but if you want to find out more things or have problems, you will find the solutions here, or you could ask someone on my Discord channel. There was a modding text channel in there on my Discord server, link in the description obviously. In the engine JVM file, here we are. We at first just make a box of nodes and beams. So yeah, I couldn't find an exact size of the engine. Yeah, but it's placed at front in longitudinal orientation. So now for the nodes, I'm just going to copy this right here from the Pessima. Yeah, and just change a few of these things. This engine is mounted transversal, I think, but we need to make it longitudinal. Yeah, let's do that quickly. I'm just going to do it. So I've now done the nodes and also the beams. You can see I changed the group name to tutorial engine, and engine group is engine block. So BeamNG knows that this will be the block of the engine. And also this one node here is the intake, or where the intake is, if there is no other intake. Just gonna connect this up to the engine, to the body of our vehicle. So now I've done that. Time to move on, and yes, I just copied nodes and beams from the other engine and adjusted some node placement, because there is no reason to do the extra work of just writing down all of the things, because yeah, it's already been done, especially with all these values here, burn values, and yeah, don't need to repeat something that's already done, especially this trivial. On other things it's better to start from the beginning and really think about what you're actually doing. And oh wow, this is not correct. Now that we have the physical part of the engine, you can see here, now we do the powertrain part, which you can see up here, which is usually done above all of the nodes and beams. And we do this by doing a new section called just like the powertrain component, in this case main engine. And important thing here, these kinds of brackets, not the one you usually have. And the most important part of an engine is probably the torque it actually puts out, which is what we'll define right at the top here in a table, which just has RPM for the first and torque for the second. And I've already prepared that over here. Those are the values. At these specific RPM values we get this amount of torque, Obviously this is in Newton meters, and I just got this from some kind of table on the internet. Yeah, and these steps are usually in 500 steps, but depends on how high your engine revs. So if it revs to like 15,000 for like a bike, maybe just 1,000 RPM steps. So the torque reaction nodes are the next, and they tell the game on what axis to apply the reaction torque from the engine, which is what makes the car body move when revving the engine, and also where to play the engine sounds. And we can just copy them from here. Because they already have the right alignment, and yeah, but usually the torque reaction nodes are the same if you just take a box layout for your engine. Yeah, now that's done, the next step is going to be some simple values for engine behavior. You can see them here in the documentation. All of these things can be changed about your engine itself, starting with the mandatory ones. Which here is going to be, first of all, idle RPM. The engine idles at around 800 RPMs, at least what I can tell from this video. And yes, I did indeed get the idea to use this engine from Chris Fick's video on his Lemons Racing BMW, which is very nice. You check it out if you haven't watched it already. It's quality. And max RPM should be the next thing to do, and it's basically just where the red line is, where the rev limiter will apply. And since it's a very smooth engine, it's a 6-cylinder, and on a 6-cylinder engine the primary forces cancel out. Idle RPM roughness is around 15, normal is like 50. And next on the list is the engine's inertia, which basically just means how quickly will the engine rev up and how quickly the revs fall down again. More inertia means harder to accelerate the engine, but the engine will also decelerate slower. So yeah, for this engine, let me see, it's like normal value. Okay, for 4-cylinder the inertia is 0.1, so I'm gonna go with 0.15. We have yeah, 2 cylinders more, so 1.5 times the cylinders, maybe some extra for some bigger components. And then we have friction, which, well, it's how much friction there is in the engine. This is also dependent on throttle position, so full throttle will give you just this value of friction, which is 19 for us. Obviously something you have to experiment with. And yeah, so on full throttle it will be just 19, but on no throttle it will be twice that. And dynamic friction is friction that is applied depending on engine speed, so higher speed means more friction. And I think 0.021 is a good value if you compare it to the 0.018 for that. Oh well, maybe a little bit more, yeah, something like that should be alright. And the last mandatory value is burn efficiency, that determines what fraction of the fuel energy gets turned into kinetic energy. And you can just make it one value, or you can make it a table as seen here, depending on throttle position. So on the left throttle position, on the right there is burn efficiency itself. I'm just going to copy this, although I think the 6-cylinder may be a little bit less efficient, so let's tweak down some of these values. That seems alright to me. And you can find all the other options in here, like for example rev limiter. You can put a rev limiter here, but it's enabled on default. You also can change the name of the engine in the UI, so only for UI. So UI name is going to be engine, simple as that, or otherwise it will just show up like main engine broken. Doesn't look as nice, just engine broken. For that, then one of the things that is also required for engine, probably fuel, some kind of energy storage to actually get the thing to run. And in here you put the name of how you called your tank. I'm gonna do that later. Standard name, just name tank. And yeah, you can see here required engine energy type, standard gasoline, so I'm gonna leave that out, although yeah, we could put it in just like that. Also there is diesel, obviously, and also kerosene, kerosene, yeah, I think so.
It is pronounced kerosene.
I don't know how you would make a car run with that. Yeah, probably for planes or something like that. But for the energy storage, let's make a new file. Call it tutorial fuel tank. Quickly do all of this. So now to make a new energy storage device, make a new energy in here, energy store. What? Energy storage. We get the type and the name of it. Type will be fuel tank, but there also is electric battery or N2O, so NOS tank. And name, just as we said earlier, is going to be main tank. Well, technically it's all the way around. Yeah, with that, yeah, it looks better. Now, as we've already seen in the engine, make the main tank section. Main tank section, and a fuel tank takes the energy type. Energy type, which for us going to be gasoline because that's what's required. Then fuel capacity, and the tank on the E46 3 series BMW is 63 liters. And then we have starting fuel capacity, and we can make a variable for that. Yeah, but no, you know, just quickly do it like that. Fuel free. Oh, fuel. Oh, fuel. Yeah, all right. And we also have to have some nodes, which is obviously important. and I'm just gonna copy some of them as well, maybe, and beams just with it. Let me see. Yeah, this seems alright. You can see engine group fuel, which is important. You also need to do that here. Fuel. So just put in that right down there. It's like that. That should be correct. That is the engine group. Oh, this links to right here to the engine group, to these nodes in the engine group, obviously. And there also is the brake trigger beam, brake trigger beam, which is there to, which is a brake group, if any nodes inside the brake group break, any beams inside the brake group break. Oh, here, that brake group. If any of them break, they trigger the brake group and the main tank will get damaged and will leak the fuel. And you can see here there is chemical energy and burn rate. So obviously because the fuel tank has fuel in it, it will burn. And yeah, that's that right here. Now also here connect So I've now finished doing beams. I redid some of the nodes because usually the fuel tank, there are only the top nodes or the bottom nodes of the fuel tank, and the fuel tank is attached to the frame, so you don't need extra bottom nodes or extra top nodes. So just so you know that usually you connect it directly to the frame, but I have no frame. So yeah, and directly to the body, but here that's not really possible because all the nodes are so far apart. I hope this works now. We come back to the engine here. This looks alright. We have our main tank in here, and yep, we just need to make a new slot for the tank. We have the fuel tank in here, nice, and we have our engine here, awesome, also good. So let's now copy engine, and there's fuel tank, copy, and no. Let's go BeamNG, latest mods, tutorial, and copy it, engine and fuel tank. Now we're going to start BeamNG and see if it works. So now in BeamNG, let's see. Oh wait, mods aren't yeah. Activate. There's a tutorial for engine, and oh, we don't have a. This is wrong. Should be like this, I believe. This. Oh, the console is working again. Console didn't work previously, which is not good. See the engine in the front here. Oh, wait a second. I might have misplaced something. Oh, wait, what? Oh. Well, that didn't work out, did it? Oh, I didn't copy the body because we would need that for the fuel tank to work. Right. I'm not as intelligent as I might seem sometimes. Okay. Let's redo that again. Now copy. Okay, I'm now going to copy the body as well because we changed the slot in the body. So then we reload. Now vehicles tutorial. And yeah, you can see our engine is running. And you can hear that old sound. There it is. There is our engine. And you can see fuel tank. Oh, it's stopped maybe. Oh yeah. Not ideal in a vehicle. Let's put it like that. But you can see the car is running. Oh my god, I almost forgot how horrendous this sounds. You can also see it's twisting a little bit. Obviously no gears yet. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me try and break some of this. Well, that's not. Let's fix this here and yo! Oh, that's burning quite hard. And why is the the brake is getting hot from the fire over there. And it's overheating. Well, on that interesting note, thank you for watching. We're going to do something about those engine sounds obviously in the next episode. And yeah, subscribe to not miss it. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Goodbye. And like if you liked, dislike if you didn't. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.